45 pages into the roughest draft and I'm really enjoying it so far. It got me pretty much from the beginning and I am loving this, but I had to stop because I just read something that completely shocked me and I'm like, what? So the basis of the story is there's Katrina and Nathan. They wrote a book called Only Once 3 years ago, but they had a falling out, they don't talk anymore, and no one knows why they're not talking anymore, why they had a falling out. But Only Once is a bestseller. It's really popular, everyone knows about this book. It's 3 years later and now Nathan's still a writer but things aren't going right, and Katrina and Nathan are actually in a contract, 2-book contract, but they've only written 1 book, so they need to write 1 more book. Long story short, Katrina, she has a fiance called Chris. Now they're discussing and Katrina asks him not going to be jealous or anything about the rumours about her and Nathan, right? You know what this man says? He goes, I don't care what people say. Whether you and he had a fling in the past is not for me to object to. We weren't together. As for this book, I trust you. Okay. Then he goes, besides, I understand writing a book with someone is intense. You two will share a lot. I don't have a problem with that. You'll do what you have to do. Finish the book is what's important. Is he serious? Is he serious right now? Before this, he was she was praising him, being he cares for me, yada yada yada. Then he says that he's basically saying he doesn't care what happens between Nathan and Katrina. The book is important. That's what's important, is getting that book. What? And I can't even empathise on this because I really don't want to spoil anything. But I already don't like him. I really love the person. Why would you say that? Of course you're going to care. He doesn't. He's just thinking about the book. And like I said, I can't really say much without spoiling anything more than what I probably already just have. That's crazy to me. Honestly, wild. Anyway, I'm going to continue reading. I just wanted to talk about that. Yeah, it's just wild to me that he could say something like that. Okay, so I'm now on chapter 16, which is page 104, and I'm still really enjoying it, and I'd definitely say I am finding it hard to put down. I am loving it that much, but I absolutely hate with a passion Chris. He sucks, which is a good thing because obviously romance, we're obviously rooting for Nathan and Katrina, whatever. But I've got to find it. What happens is Katrina phones up Chris and says, come to Florida, okay? Asking him to go to her. You know what he says? He says this. Katrina, it's midnight. For me, it's 3 for you. Why are you even awake? Just come. Stay with me. What? I can't just come to Florida. Please. You can work remotely. Katrina, you don't need me to come to Florida. You can do this. I do need you. That's not even the worst part of it. Then he goes, I don't think it's a good idea. And he hangs up very much. You know why? Because he doesn't really care for Katrina. He just wants that book. He just loves the fact that he is engaged to a writer. He wants the book. That's all he wants. And that's showing more and more throughout. It's just, I am trying to read stuff that isn't spoilers. I want to share. I try my best not to spoil. But anyway, that is where I'm at the moment. I really do feel like he's just wanting the book. Obviously that's not confirmed, otherwise I would not have said that. But yeah. Anyway, also the tension between Nathan and Katrina, in the sense of, you can tell it's really rough right now, and I want to know what happened between them. Obviously it's not said yet. I also am loving the past to present timeline, so it will show us 3 years earlier and what happened and what that was like. Then it will come back to the present and how much their friendship or partnership has fallen apart. So yeah, I'm going to continue reading and I'll be back soon. So it is a little while later and I did do some more reading, and I also took a break to have dinner and stuff, but I'm now 179 pages into the roughest draft and I'm still really loving this. I just think it's such a cute, fast-paced romance, and if you want something easy for the summer, then this is definitely the book. Let me just tell you, it's so good for summer because it just gives off those summery vibes in the sense of I don't know, I'm just getting the summery vibes from it, and I am really enjoying this, and I'm loving like the connection and everything between Catherine and Nathan. Like things are starting to progress now, but it's kind of like they're pretending it's fake, they're denying it, all that stuff. So we're in that stage of a romance, but like I said, it's not a bad thing because I am really enjoying it. Okay, so it is a little bit later, and I thought I would talk about the roughest draft because I have now finished it, and I have decided to rate this book 4 stars because this book was so good. I was having a great time reading it. I was addicted to the storyline. I absolutely loved the storyline to this book. But basically this book is about Katrina and Nathan, and they have co-wrote this book, but then 3 years later they are no longer talking, and people don't know why, but their book is like bestseller. Everyone knows about this book. It's like a really good book, but no one understands why they stopped writing, why they don't see each other anymore. Like people know that there's something going on, they just don't know why, kind of thing. Then 3 years later now they're having to come back together because they're in a 2-book contract and they have only written 1, so they're having to come back together to write this 2nd book. Now there is more to the story, that's the basis of it, so that I'm not ruining anything. I would personally say this is quite similar to Beach Read by Emily Henry, but I would say this is a better version of it in my opinion. Now I'm probably gonna get hate for saying that, but that's just what I think. Beach Read for the first time, I just didn't enjoy it. I can't remember what I rated it. I think it was like 2 stars. I am planning on rereading it, so I might change my mind, but for now, and it's current moment from what I know of Beach Read compared to this, it is a better version in my opinion. But yeah, I really like the storyline of this, of the fact that like the 2 writers, I love the angst in this. Like if you're looking for like an angsty romance, then this is one for you, because honestly there is a lot of tension between the characters, but because it's like a enemies to lovers kind of thing, but only because they had like a falling out. But yeah, this is a really good book, and if you have read it, all I'm going to say is I do not like Chris. He is horrible. He is horrible. I do not like him. That's what I'm going to say. I do not like him. But yeah, I think a 4-star for this book is like a good rating. It's not a 5-star because there was a point in time within the book that I felt like there was a bit that was being dragged on a little too much, but otherwise it's a great book and I would highly recommend. And it's a great summary read, which is the whole point of this video. But I don't feel like this would be so good like next to a beach, like sat next to a swimming pool, because I mean the cover. So I just feel like this is a really good book in general. Now the next book I'm going to start is Shipped, and I haven't really heard anything about this book, I'm being completely honest. I'm going to get some information up. Okay, so this book is 336 pages, so it seems like it's another quick read, and the synopsis says, skip a little bit if you don't want to know. Between taking night classes for her MBA and her demanding day job at a cruise line, marketing manager Henley Evans barely has time for herself, let alone family, friends or dating. But when she is shortlisted for the promotion of her dreams, all her sacrifices finally seem worth it. The only problem? Reem Crawford Collins, the remote social media manager and the bane of her existence, is also up for the position. Though they've never met in person, their epic email battles are the stuff of office legend. Ooh. Tasks each other with drawing a proposal on how to boost bookings in the Galapagos. Best proposal wins the promotion. There's just one catch. They have to go on a company cruise to the Galapagos, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, islands together. But when the two meet on the ship, Henley is shocked to discover that the real Graham is nothing like she imagined. As they explore the islands together, she soon finds the line between loathing and liking thinner than the postcard. Her career dreams in her sights and a growling attraction in the competition, Henley begins questioning her life choices, because what's the point of working all the time if you never actually live? Doesn't that sound so good? I am very excited to get into this. So it seems like a work-based rival enemies to lovers kind of thing, which is fun. I haven't read one of those in a while, I don't think, except for Love Language, was like a little novella. Yeah, I'm very excited to dive into this book as it does seem like a quick fun read, and I'm excited because it says the Unhoneymooners meets the hating game in this witty, clever and swoon-worthy novel following a workaholic marketing manager who is forced to go on a cruise with her arch nemesis when they're up for the same promotion. For fans of Christina Lauren, big fan, and Sally Thorne, Shipped is a fresh and engaging rom-com that celebrates the power of second chances and the magic of new beginnings. Doesn't that just sound so fun? So yeah, I'm going to head off and start reading this. So I am 110 pages into Shipped, and so far it's okay. It's not really gripping me, if I'm being completely honest, and I feel like not much is really happening currently. It could just be me, but I don't know, I'm just not feeling gripped to the story, to the characters. I'm not really feeling like a connection. I don't really feel anything towards the characters, and obviously characters and storyline is a big part of a book. I'm finding it very hard to stay connected and keep reading. Like, I find myself keep getting distracted. I am listening to the audiobook, so when I do get distracted I am still listening, but I do find myself picking up my phone instead of following along with my Kindle like I am. So yeah, and I did start listening to the audiobook because from the beginning it just didn't grip me. Like, I did start reading with my eyes. I was like, I think I need the audio for this type of book. But I would say it is a nice summary read. That's the only vibes I'm currently getting from it. But yeah, I'm feeling really disconnected from the story, and that is a big problem at the moment. But hopefully maybe I will start feeling connected or start to enjoy it a little bit more. Okay, so it's the next day. It's I think 4 now, and I'm doing some sprint, but I just thought I would update you because I finished Shipped by Angie Hockman early in the morning, and I just wanted to do the update. So I finished it and I rated it 2.5 stars. I had to listen to the audiobook for this and do a word search because I was just so bored with it. So I started off reading it with my eyes and I just couldn't do it, and then I put the audiobook on and was like following along. Couldn't do that either, so I did listen to the audiobook and do a word search. Now I don't know if that's just my attention span for right now and it wasn't the book, but I was fine beforehand, so I don't know if it's also because I just finished another book, I'm not sure. But either way, I just know that this book wasn't for me in the sense of I felt so disconnected between the characters that I was not rooting for them at all. I didn't really feel any romantic chemistry between them. I feel like there was no depth to the characters at all, and the plot and the storyline just, I don't know what it was, to be honest. Now, workplace, romance, or enemies to lovers, workplace, I don't hate the trope, but it's also not a trope I go for, because I don't think I've ever rated a workplace, enemies to lovers, romance any higher than like 3 stars. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. So I don't hate it, but it's also like not my favourite trope. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but yeah, I don't know what it was. It was definitely a very summery read, so like I would recommend it for like the summer, but I don't know what it was. I just felt really, really disconnected from the characters, and I did have high hopes for this. That's that book. But I have now started The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren, and I'm 61 pages in. I did stop in the middle of a chapter because I had to come back from my chatty a bit, but so far I'm actually really liking this. I am listening to the audiobook and doing a word search, but not because it's boring, just because that's what I want to do because I enjoyed it so much last night. But yeah, so far it is really enjoyable. So the preface that I'm getting from this book, because I did read the synopsis and it confused me a little bit, but from what I'm getting from the first 61 pages is it's about Anna and Liam, and they were roommates or something. They was like, or they had a fake marriage or something like that. I can't really remember like the details from the beginning, but anyway, they move on. But then Liam remembers that to get his inheritance he has to be married for 5 years. So he ends up going back to Anna and doing a deal of meeting with his parents, pretending that they are married. He can get the inheritance, but she also gets like 10,000 from doing this as well, plus more because she kind of like bribed him. But yeah, so far it is enjoyable. I would definitely say Anna is a different female character than usual in books, which I like. I love her character. Like, she's definitely like likes to make jokes. So I do feel like she's different, but in a good way, and I do like the characters so far. I definitely like the characters more in this than I did in Shipped, so that's a good start. Am I feeling any chemistry between them? No, not yet, but we're not at that stage. I am only 61 pages in, so I'm not going to look too much into that. So that's my little update for now, and I'm going to go and continue with the Paradise Problem. Okay, so it is a little while later, and you have noticed today I've kind of had like a lazy day, but yeah, pretty much all day I have just been listening to my audiobook and doing a word search. Literally what I've been doing all day. I was doing it all day on live, and then when I came off live I just decided to continue doing it, so I'm having fun though. Anyway, I am still reading the Paradise Problem, and I am 250 pages in, and I'm really enjoying this. Like, I was not expecting to enjoy it as much as I am, to be honest. There was no reason for it, although I'm not surprised because it is Christine and Lauren, but I just think it's because this one's quite similar to the two that I read. When I say similar, like they're different but summery fake dating type thing, so I thought that maybe I would have got bored of the trope, if that makes sense. But no, I'm actually really having a good time with this book, and it is looking like a 4, maybe 4.25 star. I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving the writing style, which isn't surprising. Christine and Lauren, loving the characters. I am loving like the romantic chemistry. I'm loving the fake dating. I love the storyline. I just love everything about this book. But yeah, so I'm going to continue my word search and continue listening to the Paradise Problem, and I'm hoping to finish it tonight.